welcome back to another one of my videos. It's been a long time since I last uploaded, but I feel I need to upload this one. This is an upload that I did not think I would need to be making, but here we are. Unexpected news. Artemis is now canceled. Gateway SLS are going to have its final days in around 2027, as the Trump administration has put on a lot of budget cuts to NASA, bringing it down to $18.4 billion as the 2024 NASA budget. And as of now, 2025, the NASA budget being $25 billion, which is 0.4% of the federal budget, which, to be put in perspective, is nothing compared to what the Army gets, or really, frankly, any other federal project gets. Artemis is in its final stages. That's it. What we thought was going to be the beginning is now the beginning of the end for Artemis. This is going to be an unscripted, uncut video, an unexpected one, to say the least. And we're just going to go through what Artemis was supposed to be, and what's going to be the future of spaceflight. So really, why I think Trump first will put on these budget cuts was there's a lot of problems going on in the world right now, and Artemis being cash hungry and not really giving a lot back, as it is an outdated system, old, and not efficient. Takes a while to make each rocket. Takes around a year to assemble each SLS rocket, while SpaceX is assembling Starships within months. Now, Gateway now being canceled, Orion now being canceled, it seems like now we are going to be shifting towards commercial spaceflight. SpaceX and Blue Origin and NASA will be more focused on the payloads and experiments, and now shifting away from making rockets, as Artemis 3 will be the last SLS flight, and SLS will most likely be NASA's last deep space heavy lift rocket. Now, NASA will now be partnering with commercial spaceflight companies, as I just said. So, I feel like Trump just doesn't want a not cost-effective rocket program that can be done cost-effectively and way more efficiently, as SLS is not reusable, it's not efficient, it's not even clean, it is outdated. SLS is made out of old shuttle parts, like the RS-25 engine, the SRBs, the fuel tanks, and just technologies from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Now, what does this mean for landing on the moon and for the future of spaceflight? I think that, Trump is now trying to focus on getting us to Mars and not wasting our time getting us to the moon. My personal opinion is that we should go back to the moon to show that we can go to Mars. And I think going back to the moon is very important, and colonizing it and exploring more of the moon, as we've only been there for a very short period of time. And I do not think that we should be jumping straight towards Mars. Nor do I think we should be shifting over to commercial space flight. And I think space flight should be federal, and not private, but, you know, as we see, the federal budget is nothing, and I'll tell you why Artemis and SLS is not cost effective. It's because we do not have the money to make it cost effective. We don't have the money to invest in reusable rockets. We do not have the money to invest in a new rocket, new technologies. We had to use outdated space shuttle parts to make a hodgepodge of a rocket in SLS. Sure, it looks fine, but really, is it? And in some ways, canceling SLS is good, and in some ways, it is very bad. I would have wanted to see the Artemis program carry out and, you know, see us colonize the moon. And without SLS and without Gateway, I would see it being much harder to now get to the moon with just Starship. Well, the last flight of Artemis being SLS-3, or Artemis 3, sorry. And it might land on the moon, might not. We'll have to see with what HLS, Human Landing System, which is Starship. We'll see what progress is going to be. For now, it is up in the air. Artemis 2 is set in stone. It is going to fly. Artemis 3 will fly too, but we don't know what the mission is going to be exactly. Artemis 2 will be orbiting around the moon, and that is set in stone already. The rocket is being stacked as we speak. And that's all. I'm just shocked that this news has come, and is this the end of NASA? I don't think so. But I think it's the beginning of a new age for NASA, and frankly, just something we weren't expecting. I would have really wanted NASA to be making more rockets, more cost-efficient and better rockets, but obviously we cannot get the funding for that, as $18.4 billion is nothing compared to SpaceX, a $300 billion company, and for each SLS rocket takes $4 billion, and SLS isn't NASA's only thing they have to worry about. They have tons of things going on, and $18.4 billion just won't cut it, and that's why NASA will have to cut out its biggest program to accommodate this new budget. At the time of this recording, Congress has not yet approved of these budget proposals that the White House has made. This is for a 2026 budget. They have not approved of it, but most likely they will be approved. It's just sad to see NASA going down and SpaceX and Blue Origin going up. As I haven't made it clear, but I am not a big fan of private companies going to space. What can I say? I can't control the government. I can't control Musk or Bezos and what they're doing. And that's it. We could just hope for the best for Artemis 2 and Artemis 3, and hope for the best, and hopefully Congress won't go through with this proposal and Artemis will stay. Thanks for watching, and I would love to hear you sound off in the comments what you think about this and what is your thoughts. Well, I just said that, so yeah, just shocking news, that's all.